The commercial EV market has been growing, I would say, slower or started picking up slower than the passenger EV. But we've seen more and more demand recently, and it's mostly due to the fact that the fleets understand that there is a strong side on the total cost of ownership, so the overall unit economics that makes a lot of sense for them to transfer into EV. In addition to that, the infrastructure is being put in place, and therefore this combination makes it more attractive for them. And that's the reason we see this growing demand in the EV commercial space.
So, I mean, but I think one of the challenges, just certainly in the automotive and in personal use space, is cost and the relative high cost of EVs and the inability to bring those costs down and profitably build vehicles at a lower price point. Is that how do you view that issue overall, and how do you think that'll play out?
That's a very good point. And indeed, this is one of the elements that is key for our customers. They call it overall the total cost of ownership. So overall, it's not only the acquisition cost, but then it's what does it take when you use the vehicle. So commercial fleets are being used most of the day. So let's say 95% of the time, the vehicle is being used. And therefore, the fact that it's electric rather than internal combustion makes it more favorable overall on the TCO. This is the feedback that we get from our customers, fleet customers such as Penske and U-Haul, with which we work.
There's other ways to sort of also move away from fossil fuels, right? There's hydrogen, maybe hydrogen cars at some point, fuel cell batteries, biofuels, e-gasoline. Are you noticing a rise in any of those options when it comes to commercial fleets?
Overall, what we see from a REE perspective is we are really agnostic to power. The first trucks that we put on place are in the medium duty sector, are electric trucks, and this is where we see a lot of demand right now. But eventually, we are completely agnostic, since our core technology, the core of what we're doing, the technology, is can be applicable to any source of power.
Are you seeing different demand in different parts of the world? I know your company is in the U.S., they're in China and other parts of the world. It just feels like in the U.S. might be behind some other parts of the world in terms of consumer demand or just user demand.
Yeah, so overall, indeed, there is a difference between the different locations in the world. So we have started our activities in the U.S. market, and this is where we see a lot of demand right now. We have certified our vehicles in the beginning of the year. We're actually the first vehicle to have certified a full by-wire, and see a lot of demand for that. In Europe, there is demand, but for slightly different vehicles than the ones we see in the U.S. on the commercial space. And China is I would say a different market in this space. So we are currently focused on U.S. and Canada.
We talk a lot here about traditional car companies and then sort of the upstarts, right? I mean, Tesla's not an upstart, but Rivian, Lucid, etc. Volkswagen plowing about $5 billion into a tie-up with Rivian Automotive. What are your thoughts about that? They're going to jointly develop a battery-powered vehicle and software. It helps the German car maker get a boost to U.S. company technology, and Rivian gets a lifeline, basically. What are your thoughts from your perspective on this deal?
So maybe in a sentence, I think it's a brilliant deal for these two companies, but also this indicates the market about the readiness of legacy OEMs to integrate proven and superior technologies. So from a VW point of view, indeed, they integrate the technology, the software-defined vehicles, and for Rivian, it's great because they can tap into the supply chain of VW, and there together they can bring an attractive vehicle from a technology and cost standpoint. For the market, what it shows that legacy OEMs are ready to integrate now exterior technologies that are proven and that are superior into the core of what they're doing, and therefore it's very relevant for us at REE Automotive.